Now then, and welcome back to another episode of NemGo Reborn. Today, I've been working more on my Botania setup, and we're going to continue. We've done all of this so far, automated with applied energistics. We've got the living rock and living wood automation. We've got a lot of the basic petal apothecary automation sorted, and space for plenty more when I need them. But I'm kind of had to draw a halt on the number of flowers I can make until I can do runes. We can make the runes in here, no problem. It's a little mana battery room that I've got here that I can do things. I can make things that drop into mana pools automatically as well. So we've got lots of things going on. And we've got a nice basic mana supply that ticks over nicely while I'm offline. Based on my charcoal supply that I've been working on for weeks. It's just refilling this. Now, I've taken some mana out of those to put into my mana tablets. This one needs a little bit more mana. You just drop it on and take it out. Because I need to transfer this mana around a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's done nicely. I'm hoping that refills in time for the next part of the episode, so that these two mana tablets can also be filled up. I'm trying now to make these four little sections here functioning. They pretty much function with the open crates and the interfaces, the same as everything else we've been doing. The Hopper Hock will only pick up the completed item and drop it back into the interface. The interface will take whatever recipe we give and put the items into the open crate slowly but surely, which will then drop onto the runic altar. The runic altar will then start its crafting recipe, and this will click a wander the forest every time the hourglass turns in order to work that and make that happen. Then when the rune's made, it will get sucked up by the Hopper Hock into there and drop off in the system. So it's an automated crafting cycle for every rune that I put on there. Now I've got to put 4 runes on each of these because there are 12 runes in total, which is why I've got 4 rooms. Say that really fast. I've got 4 runes. Yes, I've got 4 runes. The trouble is, I need to put mana into the runic altars from a mana pool close by using mana spreaders. So I've set this up now, so I've got these set up here. But these 2 mana spreaders, 1 to each, share one pool, but that pool is not receiving any mana from anywhere. I'm going to hopefully use sparks for that very soon. But for right now, I'm going to carry it over using plates just to get the whole setup started. So that any runes I do put into automation will at least be able to work. And restock these by hand until then. So, how are we doing with this? Nearly there. Okay, let's just pop the rest of that in. They don't despawn as far as I'm aware. But, yeah. In order to do sparks, though, which is a better way of getting mana into here from other mana pools, like reserve mana pools, like this one over here, to be refilled, I'm going to need a few other things over the course of today's episode. And so, by the title of today's episode, you're probably aware that we're making Terrasteel, and hopefully, we're making Terrasteel, but hopefully we're also making a lot of the spark stuff we need. Maybe the Alfheim portal as well. Let's see what we can get up to. Right, so to start with, the manual of Botania. Bot would be good. Botania. Lexica Botania. The Lexica Botania tells us about this portal that we've got to get through. The Alfheim portal to Alfheim, which is where we get a lot of the stuff that we need in order to progress with the sparks that we're going to want. In order to get the sparks, I already know that we're going to need some Terrasteel. So we're going to need to get the Terrasteel creation going, which is in the basics. Terrasteel is a complex magical alloy. Not a technical alloy, a magical alloy. Okay, so it's a complex magical alloy infused with a great amount of mana. Conjuring it provides to be no small task. For starters, to create it, one requires a Terrasteel amalgamation. Amalgamation, maybe, plate. A Terrasteel amalgamation plate set on top of a checkerboard pattern of lapis and living rock. Mana needs to be provided to this block, with sparks being the most effective method. So we need runes of earth, mana, air, water. So all 4 elements and a rune of mana with a block of mana steel and some lapis blocks in order to create the panel. Then we put the panel on top of the cross-hatch design like that, right? I don't know if I can change that. I can visualize it. Let's see. So, yeah, we can place that down anywhere we want. Now, I'm going to probably place it over here, just because we're going to need a crafting area for it. I don't know if I want to put it into another area. So, that's a mana generator in there, so maybe this should be where we put it. And put a second mana generator right next to it. Okay, so if I right-click, we will anchor that structure there. So that's where I'm going to put it. Let's take these out. Okay, and we're going to have 5 living rock and 4 lapis blocks, which is easy enough to work out. And then we're going to have to make 1 rune of each. So rune-wise, at the minute, I've only got, well, I've got these ones. I've only got the water rune with the ability to craft itself. So I'm going to have to do the crafting recipe for fire, the crafting recipe for earth, and the crafting recipe for air, and put those into the system so that we can automate crafting those. And I'm also going to need mana, I believe it said, rune of mana, which is there. Which is fairly simple. Mana ingots and a mana pearl to make. Okay, so we've got that. And that should be fairly swift to do. So we'll get on with that quickly, because you've already seen me programming the AE system, making patterns. That's how we make the water pattern, for instance. We can take these 3 ingredients away and put the earth pattern in there, for instance. And then the earth one, we're going to need mushroom, blocks of coal and stone. So we'll go with stone. So we get a block of stone. And we put that into the recipe. It's a very simple thing once we've got going. Coal. We need a coal block. So put that into there. We can also make this so that it knows how to craft coal blocks. I believe it already knows how to craft. Yeah, it already knows how to craft coal blocks. So it will craft a coal block before it puts it into the interface for a start. And then we need mushrooms. Now I haven't decided how I'm going to make mushroom farm yet. I think there's a way. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet. So I'll work on that. So we've got the mana steel ingot, the mana powder, the 3 items, and the living rock that's just going to sit on the top afterwards to make the rune of earth. So that's how we're going to make that one. And then we'll just drop that out, and we'll put the rune of water away as well, because I've already done that one. Take a rune of fire, and we'll clear that, and that out, and we'll take the rune of fire and do it set up like that. So it's very, very simple. I'm just going to put these 3 items into there, and then do the same with the air, put those 3 items into there, and set up the crafting recipes. Okay, so virtually the last thing we need is a mana rune. Put those in there. See, this works. Yep. Throw that out, and wait for it to explode. So every single one needs creating first the way that it's intended to be created by hand. And then I've got the rune enabled to be able to automate the crafting by programming the AE system. So from then on, I shouldn't need to worry about crafting anything. There we go. Yeah. We only get 1 rune of mana for this, whereas these runes you always get 2. You only get 1 rune of mana for this. The only recipe where I've put that is actually in there, where I had to create the rune of air, so I had 2 on me at the time. Put 1 in there so that the Hopper Hawk only picks those up, and that should then be the right place for that. Now, I need to work on this quickly, so let's get rid of those. We're going to need none of that. We're going to need some more mana steel. Let's go with a mana steel. We're going to have 1 mana pearl. 1 mana pearl. And we're not having that anymore. And we're going to have 5 mana steel ingots. So we'll put that onto there. There we go. And that will equal 1 rune of mana. Set. Okay. So now, if I recall, there are just that right amount of runes. So we've got the first 4 runes there. Then we've got 4 seasons. Then we've got mana, lust, gluttony, and greed. Then we've got sloth, wrath, envy. Yeah, so we've got the 7 deadly sins, basically, with mana as an 8th. So lust would require summer and air. Gluttony requires winter and fire. Greed requires spring and water. Autumn and air. Winter and earth. Winter and water. Summer and fire. So most of them need at least one elemental. So most of the 7 deadly sins also needs an elemental. So this particular crafting recipe can get put on anyone, really. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's put it at the start, as this is one of the earlier places. I don't have another frame. I need a frame. Calm down. It's the only problem with having everything in an AE system is you've got to wander backwards and forwards all the time. I do have a frame here. That's okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. And then we can make this mana steel, Terrasteel thing that we're going to make. Should probably knock this down and put that up there with the rune of mana in it, and then put this floating hopper hock back up there next to it. Okay, that's the only way really I can place it right next to the frame. That's the only way really. So I'm going to have to do that with all of them as well. But there's that, and then put this code in there. Okay, and then there'll be maybe 2 more. Well, there'll be the season. There'll be a season that's attributed to water. And then there'll be one of the 7 deadly sins, won't there? Nice and simple. Okay, so now if I click on craft a rune of mana, click next, start, that should already start crafting it. Like a so. Yeah? And when it's crackling and ready, let's put this on so we can see a bit better. When it's crackling and ready, it should automatically hit it with the wand in there as the sand timer goes down. Let's hope this all works perfectly well first time. First time's a charm. Yeah, so it's already made. Now we just need that sand to tick over. It's working on it. 32 seconds. And then click. Click, 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 click. That's the only problem, is knowing when to make that hit. And then that hopper hock should suck that up and put it back into the system. And so now I've got the mana tablet in the system as well, or the mana rune in the system as well. And so I can make my Terrasteel, not my Terrasteel, my transmogrification thing. Okay, so we'll craft that. So we've got everything apart from a block of mana. We're going to need some more iron and get some more of that made. Let's make a stack while I'm at it, because, you know, greedy. Let's just throw the stack in there. Does the same job very fast. Thank you. Sort that out. I could have ordered it, I know, but it's quicker this way. Right. Block of that. And then we got lapis. We needed a few blocks of lapis because I also need 5 for the thing as well. So I've got 3 for the crafting recipe and 4 for the pattern in the floor. And then we're also going to need living wood, living rock, should I say? We're going to need 5 of that. Okay. And every time I take some there, it starts crafting some more for me as well. Nice, but eventually I'm going to end up with a stack too much. And then we're going to need sparks, which I made a spark to earlier. We're going to take 2 sparks here. 1, 2. That spark is a simple enough recipe to make sparks. We just got to work on how that's made. Then we've got the Terrasteel amalgamation plate should be doable. Excellent. There we go. All right, let's set this up then. So I've already decided where I want to put it, but I do need to think about having another mana supply from here. It might reach that pool to here. It might. It may do. In fact, I might be able to put this right next to it. But I kind of wanted... I don't really know why I wanted that. I kind of wanted another mana producer here for this row here, down this way. So maybe that'll be something. But let's work on this. I think I can probably put the sparks in the right places already. So we'll do this, do that, do the other, and put that on the top. Okay, structure complete. Good, good. So I can just hit it with this now. Boom, boom, boom. And then I can put a spark on the top of that. And that should take mana from here. If I can take a couple of these out, I should be able to put a mana spark on the top of that, which will then move mana across there when necessary. Right? Stop giving me charcoal. Thank you. Alright. So that should now be ready to produce Terrasteel. In theory. So how do we make Terrasteel? Well, very interesting. You should ask. After the plate is set up and ready to receive mana, tossing a single mana steel ingot, mana diamond, and mana pearl on top of it will begin the infusion. Picking up any of the items will halt the infusion, causing several severe mana loss. The infusion uses mana equivalent to about half a mana pool to create a single piece of Terrasteel. Multiple sparks will accelerate the process as well. Multiple sparks? Oh, as in different sparks from different places. Okay. So we put on the mana pearl, the mana steel ingot, and the diamond in order to make one Terrasteel ingot. Now, as I'm aware, we are going to need a few pieces of Terrasteel ingots. So I suppose I should get a few of these made. So let's make 3 in total, because it seems like a reasonable number. Seems like a reasonable number to have. So let's see if it's as simple as this and whether I can automate it by just dropping stuff down onto it. So if I drop this onto it, drop that onto it, let's drop that onto it, and drop that onto it, it begins its process. So it is just as simple as dropping them down. So I should be able to put an open crate above and connect it to the AE system to demand Terrasteel fairly swiftly as well. In a very, very similar manner to what we've been doing with open crates dropping stuff on it. Very simple. And it takes a lot of mana. Is it taking most of this? It seems to be draining that fairly well. Can the mana not travel? Oh, it is travelling. It just doesn't... The visual effect wasn't travelling past the glass. Okay, that's good. So now we've got that. Dance in the dark. Excellent. Now we need to make the portal. So the Alfheim portal... I will make a few more of those before we step onto the next stage. We go back to the Alfheim portal. This is 8 living wood blocks, 3 glimmering living wood blocks, and an elven gateway core. So living wood blocks and the like. These gateway core requires 3 Terrasteel nuggets. Natural pylons, presumably there's an icon missing there, also need Terrasteel nuggets. And then I produce it like so. Where I'm going to put this, I have I do not know quite yet where I'm going to put it. Maybe I should put that next to here and have that kind of in this region. Or maybe that should be a central point over here somewhere. I can't be sure where I want it just yet. And I've got to try and automate it as well. So there is that too. We can do it... It needs to be a feature place, because this looks really good with the 2 pylons next to it, so it needs to be a bit of a feature. So if I'm having a pathway coming out this way, maybe, out to here, then maybe my Alfheim portal thing needs to be out here as well. Let's go in line with this. Set it back 1, and stick it there. Yes. Okay, so that looks like a good place. That looks like a nice, neat place. I'll be able to have mana creation pushing into it. I'll be able to have some kind of automation pushing through it here. I just jumped over it thinking it was there for a second. And set it up like that. So, yeah, we're going to need to create living wood blocks, which are easy enough for the majority of it to make a frame. And then those 3 of those glimmering living wood. So very simply, living wood with glowstone. Yeah. So I'm going to need 3 of those. Living wood with glowstone. Now, does it actually glow? There's the thing. It is glimmering. Let's take a piece, right? Let's take a piece and let's put it down here. Let's find a space where we don't have any light sources. So let's just get this off. I know there's spawnable locations somewhere around here. Okay, maybe not. This looks a bit dark though, doesn't it? So let's just put one of these in here. Does it glimmer? Does it shine? Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it looks a little bit better than normal. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. Right, let's put this on here. That there and that. Yeah, it really does make a slight difference in the light levels. So that's good. So we've got that. I might set this a bit further into the wall if I feel like it as well. So it's not on the outside of the wall like it is now. And then we've got to make the main thing, the actual gateway thing itself, and a couple of pylons for either side of it. I really feel like this should be moved up one, and then have some kind of mana generator here to feed the pylon that's going to be needed to feed there, and maybe having this as a walkway through. So yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit of changing around pretty quick, and then come back when we've got this next block put in and light it up. Righty, so we've got a couple of little things still to do. The Alfheim portal gateway core thing is one important bit, and I'm guessing that we need a mana pylon. That's not the same thing that I was reading in the book. The mana pylon that I need, Natura pylon. Okay, so we need Natura pylons. They just don't have any kind of visualization in here. Let's throw that and that in there as well. Do I get them? No. So why is that not a thing? Doesn't say why it's not a thing. Do I need to unlock something first in order to do that? Because it's not showing up there as anything that I can craft, is it? It's showing up as blank. Interesting. So, what are we stuck with here? Let's see. As one said, the elves shared the world with us Minecrafters. Due to the unknown events, they would be banished back to their own world, Alfheim. Experimentation has been done to attempt to bridge the gap between the two worlds. The meaning of this creating a portal does not mean that does just that have been devised. Creating a portal is not to be an easy task, as quite a few exquisite resources are necessary. The requirements are living wood blocks, glimming blocks, 1 gateway core, and at least 2 mana pools and 2 natural pylons. Okay, that not showing up as a thing. Then the portal, at least 2 nature pylons with mana pools directly below must be laid out in an 11 by 11 area around the core. To open up the portal, simply right-click on the core with the Wand of the Forest. Okay, so we've got to put this down over here. So that finishes the portal. Structure complete. Okay. We're going to need a couple of these. So let's put one there and one there. Within a certain distance of said portal. And we're going to need some mana pylons on top of there. We're also going to then need mana coming from there. Let's go to there. To that. Right? And so maybe that's in the way. Yep, that glass was in the way. So that should start filling up in here. That's good. And we're going to have something else filling up in this one as well. That would be good. And then we'll put the pylons on top. But I've still got to create the pylons. So pylons still don't seem to have a recipe for me. Maybe it needs to be in a normal crafting grid. Or maybe there is a bug in this issue. Let me check it out. Okay, so crafting table. That one. Give me one of those, please. Thank you. One crafting table. Thank you. Let's put the crafting table down and let's try it in here. So we want Terrasteel and Ender Eyes. Nothing. Jura pylon is there. Terrasteel nugget, Eye of Ender, and a mana pylon in the middle. You've got to put a mana pylon in the middle, and the mana pylon didn't have a thing. There we go. Now we know. Mana pylon in the middle, mana pylon didn't have a thing. Right, okay. So, mana pylon. That, we need at least one of those first. That didn't have a thing. Wow, that's useful, isn't it? Can I get another mana diamond, please? Craft me another one of those quick. I'm going to lose it into my inventory here somewhere. That one. I've got it there. There. Okay. Yeah, put another one of those on. Thank you. Okay, so I've got 2 now, have I? Cool. Okay, then I've got 2 there. Yes. What? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then one of those there. And that should give me 2 of those. Yes, maybe? No? Not? Oh, there's that there. Then that there. Have I got 2 now? I've got 2 Natura pylons, I think. They're invisible, but I've got them. Wow, okay. So this mod pack may have a slight problem. Well, that looks a bit more like it, doesn't it? That looks like it's there. And this one goes to that one. Okay, so they look really cool. I like the look of those. They look really, really cool, don't they? But I think I've chosen kind of like the right place for them, because then they're right next door to the actual portal itself. And I should be able to power that to there, and should have something else coming from this side over to here as well, to make it look good. But other than that, I can basically add a mana spreader to spread the mana across into this as it is anyway. So that to that. Thank you very much. So that should fill that up, that should fill that up, and that should be the way we go forwards. In order to open up this, I'm going to need quite a bit of mana, so that's going to take a little bit of time. And then we'll be able to get to the next level of mana manipulation, or spark manipulation. I would like to see it for itself, really, for myself. I'd like to see it for myself. So the sparks have these spark manipulators. These spark manipulators require pixie dust. Pixie dust is getting from mana pearls through the portal into that with an elven trade. Okay, so I need to get pixie dust in order to make these things a thing, a reality, so that I don't have to have these pylons everywhere. So I'll be able to get rid of this and put a spark on there and a spark on... Oh, actually, I won't be able to put a spark on there, will I? Because that's above it. So, yeah, this is going to have to be old school. But I could put a spark on there and a spark on somewhere else. And I definitely need the sparks on those ones. So we're getting round to it bit by bit. I've added in another charcoal dispenser, another endo flame producer for that one. And in the middle between the two, I've set up a Terrasteel creation facility. We've actually got glass at the back here, and I was planning on putting glass at the front here as well when I decided to get on with the next stage, so I did that instead. We're just going to fill that in and make that look nice. So get some more mana glass, put that in there. Take the pathway and bring the pathway up here. I think that'll do nicely. Bring the pathway out. So we arrive here, and I should probably have a pathway here as well to make it look the same. But I don't think we have to. I don't think we have to. I think we can have this as it is. I mean, I could move this across one if I really wanted, and have it in the middle there, between the two if I want. Move all this mana across. That might work better. Having it in this section instead, and then I've got walkways on either side, a space for the mana to travel. And that would make it look a bit more even. Yeah, I'll mess around with that. But that is probably all I've got time for in today's episode, folks. So, we've set it up, it's getting ready, and by next episode I should be able to load that through and get it working properly. And from there, we shall be able to finish off our auto-crafting area with almost everything Botania craftables. Almost everything. We still need to work on some of the resources that go into it, but almost everything will be doable. Until next episode, though, thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you very soon for some more NemGo Reborn. Goodbye.